Do 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 do. What's up, everybody? MrAeroHD here, and today is the first episode of Ask Aero. A lot of you were kind of fucking up the submission process. I said via PM, and a lot of you guys were just going ham in the comments. So, again, I'm gonna stress that it's just through private messages on YouTube. I'm not really sure how to do that with the new layout, but I'm sure if you just go to my profile and look for send message, there should be a way to do that. Anyway, let's move on to the first question. Since they are all private messages, I'm going to keep them anonymous, just so that's easier. And if a question is asked that's a little personal, because I know some people do these series and they get like, these like question and answer series, and they get like super personal questions. Okay. First one is favorite childhood memory. Fuck you. Why do you make me think right off the bat? I was hoping like, what's your favorite color? Do you like brownies? Nope. Probably get my first go-kart. I could probably think of a better one, but just off the top of my head, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's one of those days that I can remember every little detail from like when it started happening to when it finished. Probably the only thing that significantly the only thing that significantly sticks out for me. This one is titled Message Monday. I guess you can say I'm not trying to rip off Gassy Mexican. It just so happens that my open slot was on Mondays, and so, you know, it gives me time on the weekend to make this video. Or I don't know. I thought it'd just be good on Monday. I did them on Mondays before anyway. I apologize if I'm kind of goofing up. It is 2:45 to 3 in the morning. I just have a stomach ache and I can't sleep, so I thought I would just come on and do this instead of doing it tomorrow morning. Would you consider a let's play of a storyline based game? At what point did you want to become a commentator, and what made you want to be one? Okay, so first question. I've tried doing it before. Well, I've tried doing the Saints Row let's play with Tony, and that just kind of fell apart. I'm not really a good let's play guy because I get like over it. I don't like playing the game anymore, and like sometimes when I do play through games, I'll just sit there and play. Like it's kind of hard for me to play and take the game seriously while talking over it. I don't know. Let's playing is something I want to do, and it's something that I have to work on, something I have to get stronger at, and I'm not really afraid to admit that. At what point did you want to become a commentator, and what made you want to become one? I already read that. At this point, I was watching commentaries for a while. I think it was about a year ago, August? 2 years ago, August. I think, yep, 2 years ago in August. And I was watching commentaries and stuff, and I always wanted to get into it, but I never really had the drive. And then Junkyard 129 posted a community channel, and I said, perfect, I'll post my first video up there and get some feedback. The reason I like to become a commentator is because I always have something to say. I like to help people, as in my tunes, and like helping people with that. But for the most part, I like to talk. You know, I like to voice my opinion. I like to just talk random bullshit. And you know, I love video games, and it just seemed like something I would enjoy doing, and I think I still enjoy it, but like sometimes I do get in funks. That's why you guys go a week or 2 weeks without getting a video from me. But I would like to think that there's nobody going like, oh my god, where's the video at? And like losing their shit. So that's just me being a wishful thinker. Okay, another question here. Your first vehicle in your previous owned cars, any tickets, accidents, and how do you drive? And how do you drive? I know up in Canada it's pretty easy to slide on snow by accident, of course. I'm not going to count these as my vehicles, but they're my parents' vehicles. 2004 Ford Explorer. That was pretty cool. You know, it had the power, and you know, you could fit lots of people in it, but it still kind of handled like a car. Then through the winter, we had a rear-wheel drive Chevy Avalanche. This is a drifting channel. There was snow outside. Put the two things together. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for drifting your truck. But nothing got broken except for once, I think. No, I just hit a snow. I hit a snowbank. It was like after an ice. Yeah, like there's snow days and ice days up here for school, and I was after like the roads were all icy, and I just got on the gas a little too hard, and just wham bang, ended up in some guy's front lawn. But I hit a snowbank, and it was kind of like a firm snowbank, but nothing went wrong, nothing's broken. Now I have my own 2003 Honda Accord V6. Of course, it's front wheel drive. I haven't been in, other than that snowbank incident, and I think one time where I overshot a corner and ended up on someone's driveway in the winter. Or ended up in their lawn, which I don't really consider an accident because I didn't hit anything. But other than that, I'm no tickets, no accidents. I got pulled over once because they thought I was too young to drive, even though I'm going on 19. But you know, whatever. And how do I drive? I try to drive considerate, mostly for the fact that I pay for gas. And if you go, you know, you go like, oh man, it's my favorite part of the song, and you slam on the gas, and fucking there goes your gas gauge. So. For the most part, I drive aggressive, as in like I'll make good like strong lane changes, and I don't know. I'm a really road ragey person too. I yell a lot when I drive. Okay, my question for your Ask Aero series. It's kind of a Forza GT question. In terms of both games, how they were made and their content, where do you think Forza got it right and GT got it wrong, and vice versa? Cheers. I could honestly make a whole video of why I think what game is good, and I'm going to make it off the bat. Both of them are equal. I think they're equals because they're both strong in their own suits. Forza has customization that, considering what the physics are in the game, can't be beat. They're not the best customization. It's not the best customization in the world. You'd be looking to Need for Speed or a Midnight Club for, you know, super good customization. But considering how good the physics are, it's probably the best customization. Their multiplayer can't be beat as well. There are some things like live drop-ins, like, you know, you can leave and come back to a track. You don't have to go to the lobby, whatever. I would appreciate that in Forza. We can only hope for Forza Horizons. But for the most part, the multiplayer, like the storefront system, beautiful, beautiful system. The online interaction, pretty much everything online, is where Forza, you know, really starts to gain. The physics are both the same now with simulation steering. If I had to pick a game, I'd pick GT just because I'm a bit of a fanboy. But car selection, Gran Turismo. If they had all premium cars, I'd say Gran Turismo, because they do have a shit ton of cars. They have pretty much every car you can think of, but they all sound like crap, and the insides are junk. So I'm gonna say Forza, just, you know, considering everything, that they all sound pretty much bang on. You know, like some of them don't sound as good as others, but hey, they don't sound completely off. All the insides are really detailed. So I'm gonna say Forza's got better cars in terms of quality over quantity. GT's got better tracks by far. Most of the tracks are the same, but I find the ones in GT are modeled better. For example, Nürburgring's a lot more narrow. I think that Forza widened it, maybe modeled it a little wider, just, you know, so it wasn't harder on newer players. And GT's got the best single player. It's the only single player game, and actually it's on right now in the background, but it's the only single player game that I can sit down and play for a couple hours, like a just simulator single player game. It's because they use car system, that's awesome. The way the career progresses is just a standard no fuss career. It forces you to buy some cars. It doesn't, you know, it's not overly and it's hard, you know. Forza, I find, is almost overly easy. I play on a hard difficulty with all the assists off, and, you know, maybe try the race once or twice and I'll still win. In Gran Turismo, you could be sitting there for hours trying to beat this one race, and it never ends. I don't know, I just like the career better. And I hope that answered your question, sir, and I hope I covered all you wanted to hear. While drifting on Forza 4, how can I change speed? How can I change the car angle? Thank you for your time. You change the speed, basically, stay in the throttle. This may be more dependent on your way your car's set up, but for the most part, just the more you're in the throttle, the faster you should go. It really is not dependent. Like, I've had to take power out of cars to make them faster, because the more power you have, you can't really, you know, stay planted on the gas. And, you know, if you sacrifice a bit of power to be able to stay on your throttle like the whole way through the corner, to me it feels faster. You change the car angle basically just by, if you're on a controller, you stop counter steering, and that way your car starts to turn, but you have to catch it, right? So honestly, speed and angle again are just things that you learn through practice. There's not really a formula that I can tell you. Maybe how to set up a car, but that's coming later. How much later? I don't know, but it's coming. Chill the fuck out. My question to you is, will you ever get into PC racing? For sure. It's something I've always wanted to get into. I used to play R Factor on my old shitty ass computer with a PlayStation 2 USB controller. It was like a Logitech USB controller. It's hard because the sensitivity is like a 10. So if you're in a car and you'd be sitting still and you just turn like back and forth really fast, you can flip the car over. It's not because of lack of physics. It's just because it was made for a wheel. Again, PC is going to be really expensive, and I'm not going to do it with this computer. If I do decide one day go fucking console's dumb, I'm going to sell all my consoles, which I probably never will. I'll end up keeping both of them, or all three, or whatever. But anyway, if I decide, okay, I'm going to get into PC racing, I'm going to buy a Live for Speed, or probably more likely iRacing, I'm going to drop like big cash on a computer, on like a top of the line computer, not like $5,000, but like enough as to where I won't need to upgrade it for the next 5 years at least. I already got dual screens. I may replace my second one, but and then I'll get into it. But like, I'm not gonna, you know, get some rinky-dink wheel and run the graphics on low. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So to give you a time frame, maybe a year and 2 months, a year and 6 months maybe, because I want to get a rig set up too. I don't want to have just a wheel clamped to my desk. But, you know, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So, again, thanks for your question. Last one here today, which is kind of good because we're running a little long. Hi. Hello there, sir. Could you do a commentary? Will you give us your thoughts on Forza Horizon? I'm not going to do a commentary just because I feel like what I feel can be summarized into about 1 or 2 minutes. I need to see more. Right now, my expectations are low. I'm not a huge arcade fan, with the exception of some old PS2 games, because the arcade racing scene, you know, everything's been done almost. It's almost like either the game's going to be old and repetitive, or, you know, it's going to be crappy. But like they said, I'm not expecting great physics because they already said it's going to be arcadey. If they can have like an arcade in simulation physics instead of just steering, boom, I'm sold. Because I have heard that it's open world. And, you know, graphically, it looks like a minor improvement on Forza 4, but again, the life cycle of this game's only been like a year and a half, so I'm not really expecting huge on the graphics department. And like I said, the Forza 4 graphics are, with the exception of some lighting, I don't know if it's good lighting or just pisses me off because it's inconvenient for me lighting. So it needs a little bit of tweaking, but for the most part, it's an A+. I don't know, man. I'm gonna wait. I'm not sure about Forza Horizon yet. I'm not gonna pre-order it until I see more from it. If it is gonna be like a Burnout or Need for Speed Hot Pursuit style game, then I'm not gonna be interested. But if it's more like Underground, or not Underground, but Test Drive Unlimited 2, then, but with Forza customization, I'm looking for more customization options. Mostly because it's not a sim game, so like you can add stuff and it wouldn't change the handling on your car. It's just all about look. People aren't gonna whine and be like, "Hey man, you added spacers. This handling characteristic has to change, and this has to change." So they can do a lot with it. They have there's a lot of potential for this game, but I need to see more from it before I decide whether I'm going to pick it up or not. But I'm looking forward, and I have my fingers crossed it's going to be good. Because, you know, open world, number one, if it's open world, and it is true open world, it can't really go wrong. If it's MMO, that's even better, but we'll have to wait till E3 and wait until we see even better. Get my hands on it early and for free. How's it going, Turn 10? You guys look cute today. If you want to send me a copy pre-beta, I won't post it on YouTube, but I just want to play it and like lick it and stuff. Anyway, guys, again, the way to send me videos or questions is through YouTube PM. I know I didn't give you guys lots of time because I posted a video on Saturday looking for questions, but I won't be making another video for this series until next Sunday, which is the deadline for questions. So get them in, title them like Ask Aero or like Ask Aero Questions, something that's not so off the wall that I'm not going to recognize it. Preferably something that's not a yes or no question, something I can elaborate on, or something I don't usually answer in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking in here for should be almost 16 minutes now. And I'll catch you next week. Peace out. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. It's where I'll announce open lobbies or look for people to play with, answer questions, and update you on the latest happenings of Aero.